Hello everybody, Infinite Shinjo here, and welcome to a video that I don't want to say I'm redoing, but that's the best way I can explain it. So earlier this year, a fire broke out in Kyoto Animation Studios, and many lives were lost. Now, the bad part about this, first of all, obviously many people's lives were lost, but also I made a video about Kyoto right around that time, and I was hesitant to even post it. Now, it's basically a tier maker video about Kyoto Animation. I might still post it, I might not. It might not be entirely accurate since I watched a couple of Kyoto Animation stuff afterwards, but basically I was thinking, is it in bad taste to post that video? But one person said, you should talk about it, it's bad what happened. So that's what I'm gonna do. And the best way that I can think about doing this is talk about every KyoAni show that I have watched and give my thoughts on it. It's probably a lot more accurate than the tier maker because the tier maker, I just put it wherever I want to put it. At least with this, I can talk about each one individually and not have to worry about comparing. So I'm here on my anime list, Infinite Shinjo, no spaces, and I am going to talk about every single KyoAni thing. Now, you see up here, it says 121, but I haven't watched all 121, and a lot of them are OVAs, just random one-off things that I probably haven't watched anyway, and if I have, it's basically tied into the show. So let's just get into it. So, Clannad. I think this was actually my first KyoAni thing that I watched. No, actually, I think I watched Kobayashi Dragon Maid first. But Clannad is very good. Obviously, this is just the first part of it. It's not really the best, I guess to say, because it revolves around all of these girls on the poster, and they try to give equal screen time, and it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. I do like Fuko though. Fuko's my favorite character from it, just me personally, although that's kind of like picking your favorite child because I like all of the characters, but Fuko's story just hit me a lot harder than the rest. So, A Silent Voice, Ko no Katachi, I have not watched. I have heard a lot of good things about it, but I might be able to actually find it. It might be available at a near Walmart nearby or something. I could just pick it up and watch it. But, from what I heard, it's good, but I can't make any thoughts on it myself since I haven't watched it. Clannad After Story. Now, I did mention that original Clannad was kind of the starting point, and After Story is where it gets good, in my opinion at least, because with After Story it deviates from the cast more. Now that's not the reason that I like it, but it basically explains it right here. Together they experienced an emotional roller coaster, and if you watch this show, you know that it is an emotional roller coaster. Obviously, it doesn't focus on the rest of the cast, which is a good and a bad thing at the same time, because, say for example, you like Sunahara, for whatever reason. He's not really around much in this series, so your enjoyment of it is going to drop. But I would say After Story is a little bit better than regular Clannad, just because the story is more linear and more focused on one plot. Love Chinibyo and Other Delusions. Season 1. I really enjoy Season 1 because it's so dumb, but I have to enjoy it. And the reason that I call it dumb is Rika. Because she's basically, I don't want to call it that because in the series they actually refer to Chinibyo as a disease. But the best way I can explain it is Rika's basically a cosplayer, and she's so over the top with it that you just have to laugh when she's just doing all the over the top things. I'm gonna have to check who does her performance in the dub. I don't remember, but whoever it is does a very good job. And yes, I did watch the dub. I'm not a sub only pleb. But I really enjoy season 1, and it really gives a lot more time to flesh out each one of the main cast. Honestly, a lot more than Clannad does, in my opinion. Hyoka's one of those underground ones that I don't really hear many people talk about. Because you got Hotaru, who is basically every teenager in the world. I don't want to do work. I don't want to move. I need to conserve energy. He's basically an edgelord. He even has black hair. It's just... And then when... Shoot, what's her name? It has to have it on here. I can't remember her name. Chitanda. That's her name. When Chitanda comes into the picture, it's so enjoyable. And strangely enough, even though I'm talking about Chitanda, actually... Mayaka, that's her name, is my favorite character from the show. Just me personally, because I love her snarky, sarcastic attitude. Then you got the sidekick, Fukabe, who isn't really as in-your-face annoying as Sunahara is. Although, to be fair, at the same time, I did enjoy Sunahara, so it's a difficult position to be in. But even Hyoka has the whole mystery element where it's not always focused on a murder. Like, you're not gonna go into Hyoka thinking, oh, this is a mystery show, so it's basically Scooby-Doo the anime, because it's not like that. It's just tales buried beneath the school that they're trying to uncover. And it's done in a way that you probably could see it coming from a mile away, the end result, but it doesn't really go out of its way to make it blatantly obvious. Now, Kyokai no Kanata, Beyond the Boundary. I couldn't remember what its translation was at first. This is one that I kind of wanted to get into, but at the same time is kind of out there for KyoAni, in my opinion, because you got shows like Hyoka and Clannad that are mostly just pure and wholesome. And I'm seeing right here on the bio that it says about employing people's blood as weapons. And it's supernatural. I'm not sure if I would enjoy it, but at the same time I kind of want to, because the main girl, whose apparently name is Mirai, I don't know why her name is basically saying future, but I really like Mirai's design. I hope I pronounced her name right. I really have a weakness for characters with glasses, and Mirai is hitting all those check marks. Oh boy. The melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. This is probably what everybody was looking forward to when I made the video title about KyoAni, because this is the one that everybody talks about with KyoAni. And if you notice, I haven't watched it. Although, technically I have watched it, but the basic thing with me, and this goes for any Haruhi series that pops up after this, I'm not going to acknowledge it afterwards, but the thing about Haruhi, I watched the first 4 episodes, maybe 5, and to be quite honest, I can't really tell you why so many people like this show. Not that I dislike it, but it's like you got Haruhi, who's apparently a god, because why not? But the thing is, if Haruhi was at least a little bit enjoyable to watch, then it would be fine. But Haruhi is overly loud, pushy, and to an extent obnoxious, from what I remember from the show at least. And it's just like, okay, it's a product of the time. Back in 2006, this might have been something that people like. But just for me personally, I don't understand the appeal of it. Same with shows like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Attack on Titan. Everybody has their own audience for what show they like. But shows like that, I just can't get into, me personally. K-On! Is an enjoyable talk, because This was one I knew existed for a long time, but I thought I probably wouldn't like it anyway because it's about cute girls and it's kind of uncomfortable because they're literally in high school and I'm an adult and you know how the whole story goes. But to be honest, I found myself really enjoying this. Now, this is only season 1 that I'm going to be discussing now, but I really enjoy Yui. She strikes the perfect chord that Haruhi, for example, doesn't really. Because with Haruhi, you can kind of see she's a little bit of a ditz. And with Yui, she's full-blown idiot. But with Yui, she's just adorable and she at least has some redeeming factors. Like, she's genuine, has a kind heart. But with Haruhi, it's just like, what are we supposed to like about her? And even the rest of the cast of KyoAni. Now, I didn't really enjoy Ritsu and Yui basically goofing off when Mio's trying to get everybody in line. But at least those moments didn't happen a lot. And not to mention, a show about music actually having good music. Violet Evergarden, that's another one that's in the same boat as Haruhi Suzumiya, but not entirely. I did watch Violet Evergarden. I was curious about the first couple of episodes, but I know they're trying to take a little bit of a slower approach with how they handle things, but I personally just couldn't find myself getting into it. And it might be because it has some sort of historical element to it, and I'm never one to like history anime, but I don't know. Just something about it I wasn't the biggest fan of. Now, if I go back and watch it again, I might find that I enjoy it, because if people are saying it's anime of the year, then somebody must like it, right? Not lucky for me, I got 3 anime that I get to talk about back to back. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Really enjoy it. Really enjoy it. It's my first dip into the toes of the KyoAni pool, and it's a very refreshing time. It's really cool that Sarah Winderheft, I hope I pronounced her last name right, does a good job with Toru. And the rest of the cast are very good as well. Funny enough, I'm watching through Soul Eater now, so when I'm watching that, I can't help think of Lucilla when I'm seeing Kid and the 2 Thompson sisters. But all I can really say about Kobayashi is the show is super wholesome, and I really hope it gets another season. Wait, isn't it already confirmed for another season? Whatever. Nichijou. Nichijou is a very good time. Obviously, if you're not into just off-the-wall, stupid comedy, this isn't going to be for you, but it's just hilarious. All of the cast, Mio, Yuko, Mai, Hakase, Nano, and Sakamoto. All of them, their personalities just mix so well together. And even the point in the show where the 2 plots mix together and the characters meet each other, that's so cool. It was a bit of a tease that Nano didn't actually get her crank out at the end of the show, but it's KyoAni and it's slice of life. You're actually going to expect continuity. Lucky Star is, I don't want to say it's one that fell under the radar, but with it coming out in 2007, just off the heels of Haruhi, it's pretty needless to say which one got the more attention. And honestly, I really liked Lucky Star. It's kind of tricky that I went into the show and literally the first episode is them talking about nothing. So I'm thinking, is this how the whole show's gonna go? But the more I watch it, the more I enjoy, especially the little references to other stuff in there. It's really enjoyable. Even though the interaction between Kagami and Konata is basically ripped straight from Clannad, I'm not gonna split hairs over it. Well, I feel from here it's gonna be a lot quicker to go through. Free. Haven't seen it. Haruhi Suzumiya. Not gonna mention it. Crap, I just mentioned it. Amagi Brilliant Park. Now this is the reason I wanted to redo this video, because when I made that tier maker, and if I post it, you might even be able to tell for yourself, I didn't watch Amagi Brilliant Park. And I watched Amagi Brilliant Park, and the first time I watched through it, I didn't think I was gonna like it, because you got Kanye, who is an egotistical prick, and then you got Sento, who basically forces him to work here by pointing a gun to his head. But the more I watch it, the more I realize Kanye isn't actually that much of a jerk, although he kind of is to an extent. At least he has some good traits about him. He gets to caring about this brilliant park, and all of the cast is very colorful, and it's a very enjoyable show. Honestly, I mentioned about how Hyoka fell under the radar. I think Amagi is under that, because I'm hearing nobody talking about Amagi. If you have seen Brilliant Park, let me know, because I really enjoy it. And I'm not sure why everybody is named after real life celebrities, because you got Kanye West, main character. 50 Cent, second female character. Queen Latifah, other female character. I'm not sure why everybody's named after, well, not everybody. I don't know why those three are named after famous people. But one thing I need to mention about Brilliant Park before I go is Sento is not best girl. Latifah is not best girl. The best girl in this show is Sylphie. Don't tell me otherwise. Oh, season 2 of KyoAni. I honestly enjoyed it much more than season 1. First of all, Ritsu and Yui stop goofing off as much, and they actually start focusing on the band. And that ending scene where they realize that they're going to graduate, that just broke my heart. And honestly, if they would make a third season, let's see, it's been 9 years since the last season was out. Yikes. But if they decide to make another season, I think they could do it. They could have it be a sort of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX vibe, where Azusa takes over as the main star of KyoAni and gets other members in the club. They already did that in one of the episodes of season 2, so they could really do it. Just have Yui's sister be in the band, have that other girl that's kind of a jokester be in the band, get a couple of other characters, except don't have the teacher, because I didn't like the teacher. I didn't mention that in the other discussion about KyoAni earlier, but I did not like that teacher. And speaking of things that I didn't like, Chunibyo Season 2. And honestly, I like Season 1 a lot more. I'm not sure if I'm in the minority for saying this, but it's just so annoying. Luckily, go down. Luckily, her name is right here. I wouldn't even remember Nibutani's name if they didn't have it right there. But Nibutani is, I don't want to say aggravating, but she is getting to that point in this. Because it's just like, okay, Yuta and Rika are a couple. And then Nibutani comes over. Hey, have you kissed her yet? It's just like, Nibutani, know your place. This is not something you need to get involved in. Why is she here? Because it's not like she's trying to stir the pot and make things difficult, because new girl here, pink hair, is already doing that. And I normally like characters with pink hair, but I did not like her because it's basically Rika Season 1. Let me see if her name is actually here. Sophia Ring Saturn. Okay. No, wait. That's not her name. Satone is her name. I was gonna get there eventually. I couldn't even remember her name. It's just like, I don't want to say this season was aggravating, because the moments where Nibutani and Satone was not in it were enjoyable. Although, to be fair, Satone didn't aggravate me as much as Nibutani. I think I even mentioned about this when I discussed the Chunibyo series in Let's Talk Anime. I did not like Nibutani. It'd be different if they introduced her as being the popular girl, find out she's basically a dweeb, and leave it at that. Just have her stay with that character. But no, she decides to be meddling, and it's bad when you got a character like Nibutani, Nosy Nibutani, hashtag Nosy Nibutani in the comment section. But when you got Nibutani, who's poking her nose in other people's business, and then Dekamori, who some people would think is more annoying. But no, I like Dekamori actually, compared to Nibutani at least. But, rant over for that. Overall, it was a good series, not as good as Season 1. Myriad Colors Phantom World, I know a lot of people didn't like it. I'm kind of in the middle. Like, literally, if I'd have to rate this from 1 to 10, it would be 5. Because there were some moments like, what's her name? I think it's Mai. Let me check if her name is actually here. Mai Kawakami. Kawakami? When she's facing that person on the bridge, that scene I enjoyed. But it doesn't really make up for the huge fan service that they do in the show. Honestly, it probably would have been more enjoyable if it wasn't just trying to be like Scooby-Doo Monster of the Day sort of thing. But for what it was, I enjoyed it. Hibike Euphonium, people would say it's the better K-On! But if you watched my video about Euphonium versus K-On!, you know that I like K-On! A little bit more. But Euphonium, I gotta give it props. The characters are a lot more fleshed out than they were in K-On!, and it's a lot more of an adult theme. Of course, it has a lot more drama to go along with it, but if you like drama, there you go. Air is a mixed bag, because I was watching it, and then, no joke, halfway through the show, 6 episodes in, I'm watching this and thinking, oh, nothing's really happening. And so I stopped halfway through the show. Because it might end up being good at the end, but honestly, nothing really stood out to me to actually continue watching it. Now, I might change my mind and decide to go back to watch it, but I won't do that until after this video is posted, so it isn't dated again. Like I said before, haven't watched Free, haven't watched Full Metal Panic, and the Clannad alternate story, yeah. Tamako Market. This one was brought to my attention because Isla McTeer talked about Tamako Love Story in one of her videos, and so I decided to watch this just to see if I would enjoy it. The first episode, I enjoyed it. I'm probably going to continue watching it, but just from what I'm seeing, I really enjoy Tamako. From what I've seen from episode 1, spoilers by the way, the fact that Tamako just brushes over, oh yeah, my mom's dead, and she's just like, so chill about it, it's just like, what? You're actually, well, I don't want to say fine with it, because there's no way you can be, but she just says it so calmly, and it's just like, what? But I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep watching it, so if I talk about it in another video, it will just be on its standalone. Canon 2006. I enjoyed it. Kind of a discount Clannad in a way, because you got main character dude, whole bunch of girls, gotta solve their problems. I don't know. I enjoyed it because it's not the same cookie cutter things that they did in Clannad, but nothing really to write home about. I did like the Foxy Girl though. Wait, that came out wrong. Euphonium Season 2. Now this is where things get interesting, because this is where the background characters get development. Unless Sapphire and, what's her friend's name? The one that has a crush on the childhood friend from the main character. Unless you're those two characters, you get development here. Sad to say that they get shafted regardless. But it's whatever. I enjoy Euphonium Season 2. It's more of the same from Season 1, so if you like Season 1, you like Season 2. I think this might actually be all I have to talk about, because a lot of the other stuff is stuff that I either haven't watched. Like, I didn't even know Inuyasha was done by KyoAni. At least it seems like the movies have. But I haven't seen Free, I haven't seen Full Metal Panic. But a lot of this stuff is just movies and OVAs and stuff. Oh, Sarune, haven't seen it. It looks good. A bow and arrow anime sounds interesting. So, I don't know. If you've seen it, let me know. I might get into it. Let's see. Oh, that's Free. Okay. Oh, that's Liz and the Bluebird. That looks so good. I want to watch that. But I haven't yet. What is this? Sora wo Miyageru Shoujo no Hitomi ni Utsuru Sekai. Sekai? Did KyoAni make an isekai? Let's see. What is this? Munto TV? I've never heard of this. To save both the magical kingdom and the heavens and restore the flow of Akudo, the flow of energy of everything, the magical Munto must follow a vision and find the girl in the normal world. You yourself is a normal girl. She's the one that can see the head. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. I'm wondering how this flew under the radar, though. I've never seen this. 2009. 9 episodes. Oh. Okay. I might see if I can find that. That looks pretty cool. Although it is seeming like an isekai, so I don't know if I would enjoy it. I mean, I like Shield Hero, so I might like it. Okay, that's more of that. Nyoro and Churara-san? Comedy. Okay, what is this about? A girl with a strong passion for smoked cheese. The rest of the crew know this, and they make use of the weakness. They make her do all sorts of things, all kinds of things with smoked cheese as a possible reward. She doesn't know where. What? Are you serious? This is a show? That sounds like something that KyoAni would do, or KyoAni would do, I'm sorry. I might have to see if I can find this. The art style could use a bit of work, but it looks fun. Oh wait, Munto. That's what they had up above. Akudo, the main source of energy. Oh! This is a movie. Oh! So basically 10 episodes. Kind of. The movie's probably longer, but still. I mean, if I watch Munto, I'm probably going to watch all of it. Nurse Witch Komugi. They made another show with Komugi as a character. Okay, Unger, the king of viruses, has escaped from a prison cell in the vaccine world. Maya, the goddess of the vaccine world, sends Mugimaru down to Earth to find a human to accept the powers of the vaccine world and become a magical nurse. What? Komugi is a playful, lazy, and easily distracted typical teenager. Okay. It's only 5 episodes, so it's not much to watch through. I might see if I can find that. You know, I like doing this because it gives me more stuff to watch. More Munto. Oh, this is an OVA. Oh, I better go down. I have a weakness for people with glasses, like I said. Okay. What is this? Tenjo Bito to the movie. Oh, the movie finale. A director's cut of the climactic scenes with new footage. Okay, so this is a movie. Did the other one say it was a movie? Hold on. I don't remember if that other one said it was a movie. Oh, that's an OVA. Okay, yeah, I guess that's why it's 1 episode. Okay, well that was fun actually. It gives me more stuff to watch for one thing. Well, there are my thoughts on everything and anything that's KyoAni that I have watched. I probably should have went into it saying I have not watched Free. I do not like Haruhi Suzumiya. Because that would have literally alleviated half the stuff that I needed to glance over. But the rest of the stuff that I cut out was just OVAs and movies about shows that I already discussed. But to close, I will say again, it is super sad what happened to KyoAni. I hope they can pick themselves up off their feet however long it takes. Because, no joke, I don't even want to call anybody out for this, but after it happened, the only things that I saw were either normal people saying, oh, that's so sad what happened to KyoAni. But then there's the other side that are just saying, oh gee, I wanted Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Season 2. I wanted this from KyoAni. I wanted that. And it's just like, dude, people literally died. This is not the time to moan and complain just because your favorite show might not get another season. People literally break their backs to make anime for you. And sometimes it seems like people aren't even grateful. But I'm gonna cut that off there because I don't want to make a whole video about me ranting about that, even though I probably could. Shoot, I made half of this video about me ranting about Chunibyo. But let me know if you enjoyed this by hitting that like button, subscribing if you haven't. Let me know what some of your favorite KyoAni shows are, and if I end up watching ones that I say I was gonna watch, then I might have more favorites, because KyoAni's one that always has the best artwork. Except for that one about the girl with smoked cheese. Oh well. This is Infernape Shinjo, and I'm signing out. Momentai.